This episode is brought to you by AFS, Automated Financial Services, your partner for fast, reliable, and affordable payment processing. Whether you're taking payments at the counter, on the go, online, or through a full POS system, AFS makes it easy to get paid anywhere, anytime. They handle credit, debit, EBT, gift, and loyalty cards across every industry and touchless options available for all in-person transactions. Entrepreneurs and ISOs can even earn monthly residuals through AFS partnership opportunities. The tools are yours. The income is yours. You'll get approvals in under an hour. 24-hour equipment deployment or reprogramming. Low simple rates, matched or beaten, or they pay you, and 24/7 live customer service. You get the technology, rates, and support your business deserves. For a free cost analysis or rate quote, call 1-877-738-5010 or visit automatedfinancialservice.com. AFS, smart technology, real service, better business. All right, it's time for Snirty Thursday, everybody. Along with my co-host, Stephen Lewis, and of course, Dale, the producer, we're going to be talking about the Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride and the Turtle River Rough Riders 100. Joe Ebertowski and our friend Scott Schuster are back. In fact, to give you a little sniff of what we're going to be talking about, let's play that ad. We'll be right back. Join Grand Forks' best source this Saturday for the Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride in Manville. Enter your sled in one of many classes for just $10 per sled, with judging starting at 11 a.m. Enjoy checking out your favorite sleds from your past, and then get ready for the big ride to the warming shelter with a free lunch served by the Manville Historical Society. Registration begins at 9 a.m. They'll wrap up the day at 4:30 with the awards, raffle, and food, all at the Manville Community Center. Oh, and if you're wondering, there is a loud pipe contest too. Join Grand Forks' best source this Saturday in Manville. It's the Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride. Alrighty, we are back again. Joe Ebertowski along with Scott Schuster on the studio today with Stephen Lewis and Dale, the producer. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to call or text our number at the studio, 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. And before we get into jokes, my neighbor tells me, I don't know how they keep doing this. Nick Curtis, Corey Litton, you tied 11-0-0-42. How about that? They both tied. They both texted at the same exact time. Let's do it. Every day we do this segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Let's do it. Today it's going to be cold. In fact, it is so cold.
How cold is it?
The strippers were describing themselves. Or, it's so cold.
How cold is it?
I tried to take out the garbage, but it refused to go. Oh, it is so cold.
How cold is it?
My nipples could cut diamonds. Or finally, it's so cold.
How cold is it?
Even Harvey Weinstein was keeping his hands to himself. There we go.
Na 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 da 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 na. All right. Oh, you're correct, sir.
We lost you guys, didn't we? A couple of things I want to talk about. Core Power Sports are in Grand Rapids. Is that this weekend?
Yes.
Okay, and Snowcross in Shakopee going on. And Eric Morey.
Not Grand Rapids, Park Rapids.
Oh, Park Rapids. He told me Grand Rapids. Okay.
And then the Shakopee deal have moved over from Deadwood by the sound of it.
Yes.
So, yes.
Okay.
The other way around. It was in Deadwood. Deadwood doesn't have any snow, so that is they're having two in a row at Canterbury.
Okay.
At Canterbury Downs.
Yep.
And Eric also said, Stephen, he made me to tell you, glad you got to hear him.
Yeah. Well, it's better than having to see me. So it's it's what. Really, I don't get a rim shot. Really?
Okay. There you go.
Okay,
there
thank
you go. I was trying to get things going here. Anything you need to talk about? What's going on?
Man, no, I don't really think. I think we got a bit of a lull here. I think everyone that was at Tulsa or Arizona is getting a rude awakening coming back here this week.
Yeah,
but
they should have just stayed down there.
The Twins both made the final feature on Saturday, I believe that was, and I think Dustin got fifth. think.
Okay, I knew he was top 5.
So,
Yep. Yeah,
and
he had
then,
some bad luck.
And then Miles and Eric are back, and
Okay. And I see you're wearing a Hartford Whalers hat. That's like vintage. Where'd you get that thing?
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
to
I
be
was gonna
honest
say, you
with
get that at the Boys Ranch or what? That's a lot of people are like, what the hell's that stand for?
I think I got it because I've got a Hurricanes one too.
Oh,
well,
sure,
they do that once a year. They'll do the throwback now, and this year they did it with Colorado. So I think I got home from somewhere. It was Colorado, Hartford, or Colorado, Carolina, and they're wearing Quebec, Hartford.
Oh,
I was like, how long was I out?
Hey, at least you say it right, Quebec.
Yeah.
So you gave up on
I've given up on everyone.
and
I'm just
Winnipeg?
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Montreal's still in there.
They just beat the Wild, I think, the other night, didn't they? The Habs?
With 15 seconds to go.
Yeah,
yes.
So tonight, let's see, Minnesota's got, I already forgot, but Winnipeg has... you got somebody good tonight, too, and I can't remember. I mentioned it on the sports. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about what's going on here.
You can catch that on morning updates if you're paying attention.
Yeah, and the 80s was hard on me. I don't remember what I read at 8:30 or 9 o'clock this morning. Don't just leave me alone about that. We're going to be, first off, we're going to go to my left. First time ever in the studio, Joey Ebertowski. How are you doing, man?
Well, doing good.
Give me a round of applause. How about that?
Oh, look at that.
I want to know a little bit about you. What does Joey Ebertowski do? I don't want to know anything about what's going on this weekend. Tell us about yourself. Married, kids, dogs, cats. What do you do?
I guess I got a wife and 2 boys, 6 and 8. We got
snowmobile racers.
Yeah, we got them into racing last year. That's been pretty fun. They've been doing pretty well with that. And I own a construction company. We do some snow removal. Do a little bit of everything, I guess.
Now, you also worked on snowmobiles, motorcycles, 4-wheelers for a long time. You know your way around a sled.
Yeah, no, I worked for Dave Arvidsson at Dave's RV for quite a few years, and then everything I broke, I had to fix. And my dad hated to fix stuff, so even when I was young, we were ripping stuff apart, and it's been I don't know.
Do you own snowmobiles yourself now, or just the kids, or what do you ride?
Yeah, no, I don't know if I guess I haven't counted them in a while, but I got some vintage stuff.
You're one of those guys. I'm not even sure how many I have.
Well, I got a few stored away that are, going to be fixed up one day that I've been saying for 15 years.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
No, I got some newer ones, some older ones, some 90s, all the stuff that I couldn't afford when you used to see them in all the brochures and the pamphlets from Arctic Cat. Now, 95 ZRT 800. I always wanted one of them. I found one of them that was real nice.
Oh, yeah.
But it's I got an old 440Z race sled from 75 that there's not very many of them.
You do?
I do,
yeah. I'm going to have to come out to your house one of these days and check these out.
But
no doubt about it. I actually had a chance here. I'm going to see if I can find this. Let's see here. I had a chance. I've been doing a lot of stuff with Michael Hutton. Anyway, he offered me a chance to drive his 2020 ZR 8000 in the ride on Saturday. And, gosh, I want to do it so bad. I haven't ridden in a couple of years. I haven't even sat on a sled in a couple of years. But we're going to be down a guy. Dale, the producer's got things going on, so I got to do work, and I won't be able to do it. But anyway.
Excuses.
Yeah, excuses. Scott Schuster's back. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
I love that sweatshirt.
It's Sainer, Wisconsin. It's the birthplace of the snowmobile. It's the very first one actually still exists. 1924 is when they started, and they got the family has a museum, and that's a small town in Sainer, and they have a hardware store in the front part. The old glass windows of a hardware store, they turned it into a museum. And they have that very first one in there, and quite a few others that they built and they progressed through the years. The last one they built were the rear engine stuff, like similar to rear engine Arctic Cats and Polaris, stuff like that they
when they were all red.
Yes,
everything was red.
Right, and including these. But the very first one was a boat motor. And it's actually liquid cooled. Had a radiator, Model T radiator on it, and
50 years ahead of their time.
Exactly, and the 2 years ago would have been their 100th anniversary, and at Eagle River they had it. It's in a glass case, and they had it there, but it is in that museum. After that, they used Indian motorcycle engines in them. And then later on, they had Kohlers and stuff like the other guys did. But it's a small museum, but worth going to see.
Damn near need white gloves to touch.
That's about it. I've been there twice and anxious to go again.
Wow. And you were at Eagle River this weekend?
Yeah, we were close, but we were hoping maybe to stop there on the way.
Yeah.
But between East Grand Forks and Crookston, there was over 40 vehicles in the ditch. And we were one of them.
Oh, did you guys hit the ditch?
Yeah, kind of a bad deal. I'm not going to throw anybody on the bus who was driving driving, but I was not. But we're going along, barely moving, keeping an eye on things. All of a sudden, we felt something, and boom, we were in. And when the sun came up, then we could see better. And then, but they closed at the Highway 2 at that time.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even get the wrecker, wouldn't come to get us.
Oh, wow.
All of a sudden, a pickup came by, brake lights came on, and the backup lights. I was never so happy in my life to see backup lights. He backed up to us, jerked us out, and boom, and we were going again. So
Where about were you?
we were only 3 miles from Crookston.
Oh, okay,
We were
okay.
almost there. That's the worst stretch.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
there was
On the east end.
yes.
Coming out of Crookston or going into Crookston?
Going into Crookston, the west side of Crookston. yeah.
Okay.
Which is between Fisher and Crookston. That's the worst.
Yeah.
There's a tree. There's one tree between there and Canada, I think.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because a lot of the times the highway patrol or the sheriff will stop in my little crossing there when Highway 2 is closed. And so if I'm coming off of Business 2, they're finally starting to figure out who we are. And it's just like, no, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm right here, dude. You know, let me in my driveway. Kaylee says, if you want more, I know someone who has some more 90s ones he could sell. Talking about Joe. Different Joe.
I think if I don't want to speak for Kaylee, but I think if we get rid of enough of those, we could turn it into a late model. But maybe that's just me talking. I'm not.
I know the
I'm
one
not
she's
sure.
talking about.
I know. Yeah. Jesse says, morning, guys. All right.
Don't show this show to Joe, I guess.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about?
It's another Joe that has the sleds.
He's got a lot of sleds. Yeah. And I think, if they got rid of some of them sleds, her daughter could get a late model instead of a B-Mod. There you go. Right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
That's where I was going with that.
There
yes,
you go.
100%.
All right. Okay. Big vintage show this weekend. Weather's going to not be perfect.
No, it's going to be a little cold.
It's going to be a little cold, but it's snowmobiling.
Right.
I mean, it never used to bother me when I was young.
No, going 100 miles an hour on a sled, the wind chill has got to be just as bad as it'd be when it's 27
I
below.
mean, if it's 100 below and I'm going 100 miles an hour, it's
Right.
200 below zero or whatever. I'm still sweating when I get done.
Right.
You know, isn't that? But when you're old and fat and you're just there covering it and broadcasting it, it gets damn cold. But this is how many years now has this show been going on?
God, that's a good question.
It's right now about 3 or 4. We did it in the 90s, and then around 2000, for whatever reason, we stopped. I don't remember why. I think it was a no snow year, so we decided not to do it, and then there's some changes in the club. But now this one is probably our 4th one in a row, is my guess. Yeah.
Put that on there. Last year was the first year we were involved. It was a great time. We had a great time. What was so nice, and we actually have snow this year, but the ride, because we've been doing a lot of this stuff, you know, in Reynolds and places like that, and there hasn't been that much snow the last couple of years, but last year to see that ride to the warming house and back, there had to have been, I don't know how many sleds. Do you remember how many sleds were in that thing last year?
There was over 100 entries, but I don't know.
I bet you 80 of them, 75 of them probably went on the ride.
Right.
And that's where we got some incredible footage from that deal there. But what is the deal now with these vintage shows? They're just, I mean, for a long time, hot rods were the thing. And then when the steel prices went up, and pretty soon you couldn't find a demo car, you couldn't find an old car sitting in a barn or out in a pasture to fix up. Snowmobiles were everywhere. They were in every barn, every garage, every pasture, behind garages, out in the tree lines, wherever. And now you can't hardly find them, but vintage snowmobiles, that has taken off.
It's huge. Yep. And even the younger guys are in it. You know, it's I've been around it a long time. I still have a handful. And it was, you know, it started with the 60s and 70s stuff, basically, you know, and then as time went on, now it's up into the 2000s, which, you know, 25-year-old snowmobiles of 2001, which is hard to
isn't that
believe.
crazy?
You know? But it's definitely grown, and it's growing from there. It's the vintage racing is huge. Eagle River, 800 entries in the vintage class. That was
800.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
And there was, you know, that was the week before the WC, which is this past weekend. And you know, it's amazing how the interest in the old snowmobiles, and of course, not connect for the ride, you know, this coming weekend. The stuff in the 60s and 70s, they don't have handlebar warmers,
No.
you know, and so those guys, you know. But hey, I grew up on those.
Right. And in fact, when they did come out with handlebar warmers or hand grip warm, I would never use them, because back in the 80s, whatever. Remember when it was a new material that everything was made out of. Your gloves were then made out of the
Gore-Tex.
The Gore-Tex. Well, you'd get done with a hard ride, and your hands are sweating so bad, you'd pull those gloves off. Well, they come off inside out.
Yep.
Well, then you're trying to stuff the damn fingers back in there, and then they don't work forever, and they just suck. And anyway, but I was going to ask you this, Joe, because both of you guys have judged these shows. When it comes to, and you were telling me an example, a couple of examples, and this makes sense because I've seen this. I got to write something down here. Guys that have sleds that could have won a class, because there's all kinds of different classes here. I mean, we're going to talk about them, 70s, 80s, 90s, things like that. But guys have sleds that are just incredible, and they'll put them in and say, this is, I'm going to put this in the original, the 70s or 80s original. But then they've got different skis on them, or they've got plastic skis on them, or even different decals on them. That's no longer original.
Right. They would have done better in, when I've judged a few of them. I know Scott has judged quite a few. And they would have done better having the era correct right parts on it that weren't in as nice a shape as putting something else. And, and it technically was in the wrong class, And so it would have done better in the restored class than it did, trying to push it through as an original when it's not.
Right. Of all the shows you've been to, do you have a single favorite sled that you have seen that still you think about like every day and go, damn, I wish I had that thing?
Well, that 650 Polaris that was at the Rado run a few weeks ago that we judged, that we weren't able to give them first place because it had pipes on it. It wasn't original, I've never seen a nicer one than that.
Really?
And I mean, would I buy one if I found one? If it's that nice, I probably would. But it would have probably been $20,000. I mean,
isn't that something?
It was.
I mean, that's what you're paying for
nice.
the new top of the line sleds.
Right.
What about you now? Same thing, because you judge these things. Are there times you just have to tell them, look, dude, this isn't original? Or look, it's not, like you said, it's not to the right era. It's not what was on these sleds when you bought them.
Run into it a lot. I get to be somewhat of a perfectionist, even on the restored classes.
Well, you should be.
They're over-restored.
This is a big deal now.
And you take like on the Arctic Cats, like a 71 EXT.
Yeah.
The belly, polishing the aluminum's a big thing now. And some guys say, hey, that's custom or whatever. And I don't necessarily. How else do you clean up aluminum?
It's just cleaning, yeah.
But one that gets me is the belly pans were silver anodized. And I've seen guys rub that off and then polish it to chrome. I all flunk that sled.
Because that's not original.
That's right.
I mean, I had a 71 EXT. I can remember it like it was the back of my head, That is something. And when we look at this one, okay, let's go over some of the ifs, ands, and buts about this show. 9 o'clock is registration Saturday morning. $10 per sled, and you can have more than one sled. Let's see. 11 o'clock judging starts. 12:30 will be the ride to the warming shelter, and there'll be food from the Manville Historical Society. 4:30 are the awards, the raffle, and the food at Manville Community Center. So we've got 69 and older, 70s, 80s, 90s. The 00s, the 06, loud pipe, best dressed, club choice, hard luck, oldest rider, youngest rider, kids class. Is it going to be a regular loud pipe contest? Did they have one last year? I don't remember.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Photos of it here for later.
Okay. Loud pipe competition. I love it. I think they should be doing. I mean, I've seen some guys damn near get killed during this loud pipe competition, but things explode.
Oh,
and
okay.
you've got to be careful. The one in Reynolds a couple of years ago, Bob Dusso just about got whacked by parts that were flying off. But are you going to have sleds in this thing?
I don't know. We won one last year, and I'm not kind of the fan. I keep bringing the same thing back all the time. So
make it like a car show. You can only have it there once and you can't bring it back for 3 years or something like that.
Right. My boys are supposed to race in Pinehurst this weekend.
Oh,
so
sure.
We'll see. I don't know if we're going to end up doing it or not.
Cold.
Well,
damn, that'd be cold.
Well, yeah, 27 below, just air temperature in the morning. That's bring the little guys out in that. That's pretty.
Pull start my sled for me, Dad.
Right,
yeah. Now, Scott, I know. I mean, you've been around the snowmobile business forever. And I usually am the what do they call it, the media judge for the East Grand Forks one, and I didn't even know it, and I've been friends with you for a while, but I picked your sled as my favorite a couple of years ago, and I didn't even know it was yours. How many how many old sleds do you have now?
I've got 6 right now. So, and I don't do as much as I used to as far as showing him and everything. It's, I kind of got, when I was involved with racing, I was gone most of the winter, so I couldn't go to the shows. I missed our show last year because last year it was the week before and I was in Eagle River. They did that because the Midwest show in the Twin Cities area it was Yamaha, and our main guy in the club is Sam Chisholm that puts on his main guy as far as this show is concerned. And he's a Yamaha guy, and he wanted to be there because they had a big Yamaha show. And everything was Yamaha last year because it was the last year of building snowmobiles. But so, and it's kind of like, you gave me that trophy. I also won the Art Seidel award that year. So I won, and kind of like the same thing.
Holy.
I won 2 big trophies, and so it's time to hide this one for a while and bring it out later.
Yep. What kind are your vintage sleds? Are they all one brand, or do you spread the wealth?
All Arctic Cat. I've got one Polaris that I kind of bought by accident.
I won't hold it against you.
And I do have it sold, but I got to get the guy to come and get it here one of these days. But it's still in my shop.
Okay.
But that particular one was a 1966 Arctic Cat 141D when Arctic Cats were red and white.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Here's one thing when we talk about how sleds have changed over the years, because you never stood on sleds back in the day. If you did, it was very rarely. You always sat. Now you are almost standing the way they are, and most of the time guys are standing on the sleds nowadays. But here's one thing I like to do. I like to go up to some of these younger guys and go, break any cleats? And they look at you like, what? Or, did you lose a bogey wheel back there? And they look at you like, what? The sleds from then to now, I mean, I've had all these back surgeries and all these broken bones, and I don't think I would have had them if I would have had a sled like they do now. But how much have they changed, in your opinion?
Oh, a lot. I don't even know. You couldn't put a number on it. I mean, if you could bring one of the brand new sleds back to 1970 now and show it to the people buying sleds, what do you think they'd say?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, first off, they look at the cost.
Well, right. I mean, the speed and the power that they're getting out of the motors that are technically the same size, I mean, it's tripled. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
We got snow this year, which is going to make, and this is one thing I have mentioned, people are complaining because it's the first time in 3 years that we've had any decent snow. Arctic Cat coming back. If it would have been a year like last year or the year before, it would have been tough sledding for them guys, but it helps to have snow.
Pun not intended.
But that was a great deal. By the way, you were gone, but I heard the Roger Sky ride went pretty cool too.
Yeah, talked to Joey Hallstrom yesterday. He put it on, and there were 75 sleds on it. 50, the paid ones, and then the other guys, the volunteers to help with it, and then a few celebrity type people and whatever. It was great. They went to Rogers. He's got like a log cabin on his farm, and he got up on the stairway and spoke to everybody. And then he's the first one to patent the slide rail suspension, and that drawing we've all seen. Well, they made copies of it, and they gave one to everybody, and Roger autographed each and every one of them.
Wow!
But that's Roger.
Yeah, I knew Roger. Well, when I worked at Arctic Cat, would have been 1988, 87, 88, and I knew him then. I mean, I went to school with one of his boys, and he's still kicking like it's nothing.
That's right.
I mean, getting around great. I want to talk about when we get to the awards afterwards. They're going to have a raffle and things like that. Is that correct?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Is the neon sign part of that deal? Is that part of the raffle, or is that for the race?
There's 2 neon signs. One's for the raffle, one's for the race.
Okay. Okay. Do you know any of the door prizes or what any of the raffle is going to be?
I don't know that all the door prizes have been picked out.
Probably not.
Probably still getting some of them.
Okay. When do you guys start working on this? When do you start putting this together?
Usually the day after it happens, the year before.
Really? Oh, I bet.
I mean, they start, what you can improve on, what people liked, what people didn't like, what.
And you want to be big thing I would think would be getting a date, because let's face it, 10 years ago, you'd be lucky to have 1 or 2 of these things around.
Right.
And now it's like boom, 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 boom. They're almost every single weekend. So I would imagine getting that date down in concrete's got to be a big deal too.
Right. Well, and then like you say, not with any of the other towns, because there was one in Reynolds last weekend, right? And then
2 weekends. Yep.
Yeah, Emerito was a few weekends ago.
St. Hilaire.
Right.
St. Hilaire's last weekend.
Yeah.
Which we were against that last year because we moved our date.
Sure.
Because the Midwest Ride-In is huge, but it's also in the Twin Cities area, so that's a long ways away. So we do lose some of the heavy hitters to that show, that would be at our show.
It feels like for you guys, it's probably a lot more fun. Like, to me, it seems like it's almost become more like the Winter County Fair because everyone has one. I know Superior Customs, we did the Twin Valley show, all of their awards, and they had about 24 awards too, and theirs has been growing, and it's kind of nice to see that, especially around here when you don't have a ton to do this time of year. And What are your guys' thoughts about that? Do you do you travel around and hit as many as you can? Or?
Years back, I did a lot. It was our weekly thing almost, going to different shows all over the country. And I still had a handful. I like to hit the Stephen one in Warren. I got good friends over there. St. Hilaire I was at years back. The one in Lake Park is a big one. I mean, they have 200-300 sleds. I mean, it's amazing. That's a blast. And those are all, it's a lot of fun to go to. I'm involved with the Snowmobile Hall of Fame, and I go to a big one each on Memorial Weekend. And I'm a judge at that one because I'm on the board of directors. And that's a huge swap meet and a show. And boy, we get some pristine stuff at that one. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about values that are like, I mean, collector cars.
There's some $50,000 snowmobiles that'll show up.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you don't get to do a lot of this. I mean, you don't have any kids. I don't have any kids. I can kind of come and go as I want, but you do have kids that are growing up, and right now this is the time of their life where you need to get. So you probably spend more time chasing them than you do getting to go to these shows.
Yeah. That's like this weekend. We have that race in Twin Lakes there, but it's kind of funny. My boys don't want to race. They want to go to the Manville ride because I let them. Well, we haven't went to it in a couple of years, Dad, because we've been busy and they want to ride their sleds this year. But then same thing, 20-something below. I mean,
yeah, I'd rather run 20 below at home though than 20 below somewhere else.
Well, or follow them in the pickup.
Yeah.
Load in a trailer. Yeah. You're cold, we'll load them up.
And it's like I tell people, spend as much time with you can now and enjoy it while you can, because pretty soon they'll be sick of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll be doing their own things. Yeah.
They go into those phases.
So do you guys follow a circuit with the kids? Do you do that 286 deal or what kind of style do they run?
We race more with the KC Pro, but we have we raced quite a bit with 286 last year.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both good circuits, and there's it's kind of funny. You got there's kind of all caliber of people that show up. Some people show up with semi trailers, and some people show up with a camper, and some people show up and just pull it out of the box of their pickup and let the kid race. So it. Yeah, you wouldn't think it'd be as competitive as it is, but it gets kind of interesting.
Well, I know I found out what the ice houses are like nowadays after doing Pine Lake with you, Scott.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm in one, and it's like all knotty pine, gas fireplace. It's like a beautiful camper, and if anybody was to ask, oh, yeah, those are for ice fishing, those little covers there. Those are ice fishing holes, and people would be like, "What the hell? This is it is an ice house. It's a fish house."
There's a company out of Detroit Lakes that we've worked with, wrapping the outsides of they're called Ambush Outdoors in Detroit Lakes. They do some absolutely beautiful work on those, and you would never expect is like, I just need something to break the wind up, or you get in some of these and it's like, holy, you could live year round in here.
Oh yeah, and you can go ice fishing on a frozen lake in a thong if you wanted to. You can have your rod in your line in the water while you're sleeping or watching TV. I mean, Mark Sin says 20th annual vintage show is in Warren on March 7th. All right, Warren on March 7th. Well, it's about that time. I think we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll come back. We got some pictures, and we're going to talk more about the Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride and the Turtle River Rough Riders 100, which is coming up Saturday, January 31st. We'll be right back on a Snirty Thursday. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more, too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids. Check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter, too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. They can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call them 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. On a Snirty Thursday, everybody. Got a studio full again. Joe Ebertowski, Scott Schuster here. We're talking about snowmobiles. And, of course, my co-host Stephen Lewis and Dale, the producer, are all here. We're going to show some pictures. I'm not even sure what's up there, but you guys can look at either monitor and see what these pictures are and just go ahead and chirp in or chime in if you know what's going on here, and we'll kind of go there. All right.
Well, that must be the trophies from last year by the looks of it. Yeah, because I wasn't there, but just by looking at the banner, that didn't exist before, so definitely the trophies from last year. Also last
look
year,
at that.
with all the Yamas, that's probably mainly Sam Chisholm's would be my guess. And
There's a loud pipe. They're checking to see how loud it is with the decibel meter.
Do you guys recall what the record? Do you guys recall what the winning record was for last year?
Just shy of 100, wasn't it? 85, 80.
I wasn't
88?
there, so
Yeah,
Oh,
something
wow.
like that.
Yeah, a TX in there. Okay, it was just leaving town there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sleds in that ride. I mean, I was really impressed. A lot of ditch pickles sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Some newer stuff there. I have a hard time. I haven't seen the new ones at a vintage ride.
You know, and Reynolds did that.
Yeah.
They had the brand new ones there.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool to see them side by side with the
is.
old ones.
Because I remember seeing my first snowmobile when I was a kid. When I was born in '58, the sport was not there yet.
My dad actually had one. It was a one that wasn't on the market yet. You steered it with your feet when I was a kid.
I wonder what that was.
Do you guys recall the oldest snowmobile you ever had at past competitions?
In the early '60s, 64, 5. The one in Minto, there was a few guys with rear engine players from the '50s.
Wow.
Yeah, we had my old buddy Art Seidel that family has a few, and so even like the East Side Show, there's been some rear engine ones there from the mid '50s. Yeah.
All right, what do you got? Well, I'm looking at people out there. Okay, that's still right in city limits there.
Yeah, that's
Right.
just coming out of town, yeah.
Now, tell us about this warming house, because we never made it to that last year. We had such good footage. We never made it all the way to the warming house. But what does it look like? What's in there? Is it open for snowmobilers? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, no, it's open for, the trail comes right up to it. It's an
okay.
It's an old granary that was all insulated and finished off, and it's got a almost like a makeshift porta potty that's hooked to it. And
Oh, sure. Okay. And it gets used then.
It does, it's been pretty good. A few years ago there was some vandalism we had there,
Oh,
so you kind of had
Jesus.
to,
Yeah.
it's too bad that a couple bad eggs wreck it for
Yeah.
all the people that really want to use it. But for a while it was locked up because we were having trouble.
Yep.
And
that's the same with our hunting cabins between Plummer and Brooks. There, we would used to lock everything up, but people would break in basically just to go find somewhere to sit and drink some schnapps and have a beer and warm up. Or, you find the used condom wrapper in there once in a while. But we finally just left it unlocked. And we could see the evidence of people being in there and then leaving, but they never stole anything. They never just wanted to get in and warm up. So we just decided, just leave it unlocked.
Right.
All right.
2 granaries put together, actually, is what it started with one.
Oh, okay.
I was there when we moved it in. That's a long story, but it was a lot of fun. We got the one, and then a few years later, the same family that gave us that old granary had one that was a match to it. So then we butted them together.
Oh, wow.
Took the end walls out.
Yep.
It's foamed. It's got electric heat. There's a timer, and we just you set the timer. It runs for 15 minutes, wide open, and then warms it up. That way, it doesn't run all the time.
Right.
Because there's times it's not used. And in the summer, we just shut the power off now. We don't lock it now anymore because of that.
Yep.
They're going to get in if they want to get in.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the same with us with our hunting cabins. We used to have an outhouse that was an old fish house at one time, but that finally rotted up, so we moved a porta potty out there. But we keep a milk house heater in there, so I can turn it on from the shack and warm it up before I go out there. And you go out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, you pucker up, you can't even get your job done. So it's like warm that thing up a little bit, and you sit down on a freaking icicle.
yeah, we actually got a vent going into the outhouse that's attached to it. So
Yeah,
it
you
works
gotta.
good. Yeah.
See, now look at this. This is some great footage here. Everybody took off at one time, and because I've been to some of these rides where it's kind of hit and miss, but this one there were so many sleds in this one, but then again there was snow there last year, which helped, and it should be better this year. I mean, let's face it, we lost a lot there a couple weeks ago, but we gained a bunch too here.
Yeah, It's not bad right now.
Yeah.
Ditches are pretty full from the wind. You know?
Right,
So
right.
It's not. Yeah, there's times where you're jumping around from drift to drift. This at least you can.
Yeah,
you'll be
from
able
one
to-
side of the road to the
Right.
other side of the road to the other
Right.
side of the road.
Little action shot.
There you go. That much is crossing the overpass right
Yeah,
there. Then
going
you got to
over.
go up on that side. But there's so many sleds there.
Is that done? Did they finish that?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why that. That was the first thing I thought of.
And see, there's not a lot of snow there, but there
I
was
was
enough.
just about to say I could not believe how much I felt like we had a lot less than that even last year.
Yeah, that's
so.
a long CRP, so it blew in pretty.
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You can see the dirt in it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last one. If you want, I could pull up a quick
it's all right.
clip of the video footage.
Katie Osowski, hi.
If you've got the loud pipe, I would like to see that because I don't know exactly.
Look it up. I'll let you know here.
Okay. While he's looking that up, again, now, folks, remember this big show, Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride. It's this weekend. Everything's going on right at the Manville Community Club. And there's a bar right there, too, correct?
The Legion's
The
next
Legion's
door,
right
yep.
there. So what I'm getting to, and you're going to go, duh, is you'll be able to drink beer there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, that's got to, some priorities.
Oh, right.
You know,
Just gotta stay
priorities.
warm. Little antifreeze.
Yeah, little antifreeze.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everything takes place at the community center, but the bar's right next door. If
Sure.
you want to bring your own little cooler in, fine. But we'd like to have you patronize the bar, the American Legion. We
Absolutely.
We have our gaming in there. If you want to do the video pull tabs, the club sponsors that.
Oh,
so-
nice.
And so forth. And then I mentioned earlier, we got the big screen TV, so we can show videos of vintage videos. Look them up on YouTube and try, because a lot of people are not going to leave the community center. Probably.
No. I mean, you go out there for your 5-minute shifts, because if it's going to be that cold, and hopefully this doesn't mess up the show. I mean, I think Reynolds a couple years ago postponed it for a day because of bad weather, but cold is a whole different thing than not being able to see.
Right. Yeah, it was a storm, and they did it on Sunday.
Yeah,
That's correct.
And I can remember, what the hell was it on a sled I had the one year? It was so cold that we did something to get it started, and it shattered. I don't remember what the hell it was that shattered, though. It was that cold. Well, I mean, we saw it on social media yesterday. They're talking about exploding trees.
Right.
Well, then Lydia gets on there and said, that's just bait or whatever. It can happen. They don't necessarily explode, but it does sound like a gun going off.
They crack. I saw pictures
Yeah.
of it yesterday. I never heard of that before.
Well, think about it. There's moisture inside of a tree. And when it gets 900 below zero, the shit freezes in like 2 seconds, and boom, something's got to give.
So I saw my first post, and then someone said that's clickbait, and then there was
Yeah.
another one. No, it's real.
It is real.
So I didn't know. I've got friends from Florida still from the old job that they'll post when it gets below 20 there. Beware of the iguanas falling out of the trees.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
So that was the first thing I thought of.
I got to tell you this
yesterday,
story. If we're going to go to iguanas, we used to have one about this big. He'd lost his tail a couple of times. He was close to over 4 feet long, at least as thick as my arm. So, about that thick. But we had lost power. It was the blizzard of 96 before the flood. And we had lost power at our house for 3 days. Well, you don't think about that. They're warm-blooded. We come home because we were over at our my brother-in-law's house because they had electricity over there. We didn't come home. We got the dogs out. We didn't think about the iguana. I could have grabbed that thing by a tail and swung it like a baseball bat. The thing was froze rock solid. And it was my wife's. My son had bought it for her when he was just a little kid, and the thing was only about that big. Thing was froze rock solid. Well, when I lived in California, I had friends. He was the second largest private reptile collection in California. So I learned a lot of stuff about hanging around with this guy. And so I flipped this big iguana over, and I got it down to my sink in the basement, one of those big utility sinks, and warm water, and I'm doing the old heart massage thing, and all of a sudden he just kind of went, oh! And he came to life. He was like an orange brown for a long time before he turned green again, but they'll fall out of the trees and they'll come around. It's like frogs. I know guys with catfishing, they'll freeze frogs all winter long and they'll come back to life in the spring when they take them out.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah,
crazy.
Isn't that crazy how that happens? But now I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Anyway.
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. Turtle River Rough Riders 100 coming up Saturday, January 31st. This is the third stop of the Core Power Sports Race Series. One-day race. They call this a terrain race. When we were at Pine Lake, that was an ice race.
Ice Le Mans.
An ice Le Mans. So you've got ice Le Mans, you've got terrain, which would be cross country. Would that just be a regular like ditch, river, fields, whatever?
Yeah, we're gonna just east of Manville, right off the overpass. We start out and we go towards the river, towards the Turtle, and we hop on that and we only go about a mile north on that. Then we pop out, run ditches up towards the river, run the tree line at the Red River for a ways, and then after that, it's ditch and shelter belt running. So it's going to be a true cross-country race. The drivers are excited. It looks like we're going to have a big number of entries because it's going to be the first true cross-country race before the 500, the Goodrich Gregla.
Haven't been any around yet.
We've already got a confirmation from New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Vady, remember, or, they raced in Pine Lake.
Yep.
They're going to be in semi-pro. So, I mean, this is the biggest circuit in the nation, So we got the best of the best coming here, So it's going to be good. It's the fourth time the club is sponsoring a race. We did it 3 times at the USXC racing circuit that Core Power Sports bought out a few years ago. I worked for that series. And we had to cancel one year. We stormed out. We got there that morning. But otherwise, the drivers love this race. Core didn't bring it back for various reasons. The drivers are asking for it back.
And I was wondering about that.
And that's why he called me up in August and said, hey, would you guys want to do it again? And I'm not as involved with the club as I was back then, so I hooked it up with Paul Osowski, our president. He ran it by the younger guys because they're the ones that get to do the work, basically, and we're going to do it. So we're excited about that. We've got enough snow. And like I say, the excitement, I was talking to Joey Hallstrom once again. Of course, his son's one of the top runners in Team Arctic. And he said, boy, you wouldn't believe you guys are going to have a lot of entries. Entries are down this weekend in Park Rapids. I just got a text from Todd Myers from last night. He said they're down because of the cold weather over there.
Sure.
That's just, for the junior classes and stuff, I'm sure the pros will still be there.
Well, the thing is people don't realize it's not just the sleds. It's getting the sleds there. It's your hauler. It's your trailer. It's your heaters. It's all of that. And let's face it, nothing ever breaks down when it's 80 degrees out.
Right.
It breaks down when it's 50 below with a frickin' wind chill.
And our temperatures look good for next weekend. In the single digits above, which is great.
Okay, now it's funny because a town like Manville, I'll compare it to like St. Hilaire. It's like, okay, how could Manville host something like that? Well, we're nearly a few miles from Grand Forks. It's easy to do. So people are like, up at Pine Lake, who would have thunk there was a motel in Clearbrook? We found out there was. Thank goodness for Chad getting that room for us. But there are blocks of motels saved for this race in Grand Forks. The Sleep In Suites. All you got to do is call them up, 701-757-2900. Press option number 1, and it's called the Manville Race. They can't add in. Same thing, 701-772-8404. When you get on, you tell them I want a block saved for the Manville Race. And it'll be there for you, and I'm guessing they'll have a little bit of a break on the rooms. They usually do when they get a block. Registration closes at 6 p.m. Wednesday, January 28th. That cut and dry, nobody can come in later than that.
That'd be up to Core because we do not take care of that. It's corepowersports.com. If you're interested in racing or want to find out more about the race, go to corepowersports.com. And there's also a phone number if you're going to be entering and so forth because there's things you just don't grab any sled and go racing. And also you need the proper safety equipment. Some of that you can rent like tech vest and so forth, but you need shin guards, you need a legal helmet. It's got to be a Snell 2020 or 2025, and also the European designations ECE 2206 is also legal.
Okay, a lot of people don't know when you say, is it Snell rated? People are, it's got the DOT sticker on it. Well,
not good enough.
I got old hockey helmets with a DOT sticker on them. You can take those anywhere and put them on.
And if you go to buy a brand new helmet, even though if it is a Snell, check the date. Do not buy a 2020. It'll only be good for this year.
Right.
Because then it's every 5 years Snell does it. The European one goes much longer. In fact, this is the first year in over 10 years that they up that up.
Wow.
But people say, I just bought it yesterday. Well, it's sat on the shelf for a year.
Yeah, right. And it's funny, we made the comment, my best friend passed away here a couple of weeks ago, and he was a French-Canadian dude with hair. He was one of those guys you could hear him brush his hair from across the room. It'd just be, and it would just mold into place. But I used to always tell him, you should have a Snell rating on that head. You should have a Snell rating on that head. Any luck yet, Dale?
I don't have footage of the loud, no footage of the loud pipe contest, but I do have footage of the rally. They're going over the overpass if you want.
Sure, go. Any more the merrier. see what we got here. I mean, that's just impressive looking to me. If I was coming down the highway going towards them, I'd be like, what the hell?
Talk about something impressive is when the race is going on, you get off the overpass, you look to the east, and there's 80 trailers there probably and lit up. I mean, it looks like a little village there.
A city, yeah. And then you got kadook back there in the truck parked.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? Yeah, look at that. That is impressive.
A lot of the newer ones right there we can see.
Yeah.
It's fun when you see the stuff from the 60s plugging along with the
I know.
bangers.
I know.
When Minto first started theirs, they were one of the first to do it in the late 80s. And there was guys, everybody had an old sled in their shed. And I remember going on those, you could smell the varnish in the air from the old gas.
That's right, the varnish.
And pieces of belts all over. Because,
chunks of rubber laying everywhere.
20, 30-year-old belts that guys were running, and they were blowing left and right.
Chunks of cleats.
Yep.
My dad used to get so mad at me, I'd go across a plowed field and bring it back with busted cleats, and he'd chew my ass.
Did he ever make you pop all the pop rivets?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he did.
That was before pneumatic ones.
Yep.
And not in a heated shed either.
No.
Right.
And it was so funny because that's how I learned how to siphon. Was my dad would come home for lunch. As soon as he'd go in to eat, I'd be up there with a gas can. He had a 59 El Camino, just hot rodded out. I'd be out there gas filling up my mini bikes or my snowmobiles or whatever I had to make sure as soon as he left, I'm just going to hang out, maybe go fishing with the dog, and I'll be right back on the bike again. Head over to Cormican's house and do whatever. But Manville is the place to be the next couple of weeks. If they've never been to a show in Manville, the vintage show, what would you tell them?
Oh, to come check it out. It's only 10 miles from Grand Forks.
Yeah.
You see, you never know what somebody's going to pull out of the trailer.
And let's face it, what the hell else are you going to be wanting to do in a weather like that? Go up there. You don't have to be outside the whole time.
Right. No, exactly. Well, and you could bring your Ranger too if you could.
Oh, sure.
You could take the road all the way to the warming shelter. So if you want to, or your vehicle, I mean,
make it a fun ride for your own.
Yeah. No, it's never a bad deal to have some extra people along.
Sure.
Even just somebody breaks down, or it wouldn't surprise me if we blow some sleds up this weekend.
Yeah.
If it's so cold.
Oh, I know. Them fan cool are going to be loving it though. I would think.
Yeah.
Man,
That's a thing. Like blow up from the cold.
Like the engine. I mean, this colder it is, the more fuel they need, and if they're not jetted right, and especially them older ones, if they're
it is like us then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carburetors are a little dirty because you haven't ridden them or whatever.
Yeah,
You can scorch one in a hurry.
Okay.
I've said this story. The last race I ever raced was to prove that I could again after my plane crash, and I basically, it was some R&D stuff with Arctic. I got on a Cougar with reverse and electric start, and went to race the Goodrich 100, and it was supposed to be cold as hell out, and so we had it jetted right. Well, I figured it was right. Well, it ended up being warm, and I didn't blow it up, but I ran out of gas with a mile to go. Just like 2 miles to go. I ran out of gas. Yeah, just to the nuts, and it was just like, I couldn't.
How long did it take? What year did you run Goodrich then?
That would have been 89, I think, 89 or 90, 89.
That's a pretty quick. That's a pretty quick turnaround from 80.
I was still walking with a cane. I was in the crash in January of '88, and I believe it was the next winter in '89, the end of '89. Because I was still walking with a cane, but I had enough go juice in me where the pain wasn't so bad till like the next week that I hurt. Because basically my crew found me laying in the ditch. I was done. I mean, I was wiped out. So then we all have our fun, and then they all leave, and the next thing you know is, hey, we want you to MC the awards banquet. Oh, boy, I was in a different planet by then, but it sure was fun. Goodrich used to be a lot of fun back in the day. Manville's going to be on fire for the next 2 weeks. It's so close, like you said. Folks, come on up. And for this and also the big race, coming up at the end of the month, on what's the date? 31st on that one. When it's done, you can come to Grand Forks. You can stay in Manville. You can do whatever you want, but there's a ton of things to do at these things.
People complain about winter, but if you want, you can be busy all the time. Doesn't have to be snowmobiles. There's a lot of things. It's even like say if you don't ride, you can spectate.
Sure.
When they with the race again, this one there's no fee to get in because it's not on a close.
Right. Right.
It's not But on the County Road 18, there's going to be cars solid back and
Okay,
forth.
I was going to ask you, would be a good place to park?
Yep, right on 18, just anywhere north of 33. And there will be sleds. You'll be able to see them going both directions on that, in different spots. Depending, the actual course, we'll know here shortly what it's going to be because of snow conditions. It's not going to be what we originally planned. And it's going to be very, very close, though. And it's going to be either a 20 or 25-mile course at this time is what we're looking at.
So you're talking 4 laps?
Yeah, 4 laps in the final, 4, maybe 5 if it's 20, of course, for the 100. Of course, there's a lot of different classes, too.
Sure.
There's, throughout the day, a lot of racing going on. We'll start with the Pro Open, and they're going to run probably 50 miles. And then it's going to be all your junior classes, the sport classes, and so forth. We have a women's class. There's a junior girls class also. And so there's if you want to race, there's a class for you.
Yeah.
As long as you got a sled that qualifies, 600cc limit. Other than there's a classic where they do allow like the old 700s and stuff in that one. But on the newer one, 600cc, it needs to be EFI, EPA compatible in order to race. So you can't run an old carbureted unit in the new stuff.
And you do have to, I would imagine, have the kill switch button tied to yourself.
Got to have your tether cord.
Okay.
Yep, you got to have that. You got to have a working headlight and tail light. And other than the open class, that one there is because of the modified sleds, a lot of them don't even have a headlight.
Right.
But as far as you're running any of the stockers, they call it the Pro Factory 600 class. And that came about a few years back. So there's different reasons why that is, and it kind of simplified racing.
Now, talking between you and I, and maybe we'll figure this out here together, but can all sleds run in this race? Because there was conversations when we were in Pine Lake about, certain sleds have certain advantages. I'm not going to say anything but can all of those sleds, can they race this race?
Yes. Right now, to be legal to race, and it needs to be a minimum of 150 build for that year. Like for 2026, they have to have the factory had to build 150 of them, and they certify their specs. So I've got with ISR, we can look up the specs and what your squish is on your head and the porting specs and all that stuff. But if you buy a stock one, it's legal, and so there's really no race sleds sold anymore that would not be legal in this particular race. You may only have to run the open class or in semi-pro, the improved class, because you can't have any improved class. You can run external modifications, such as a can.
Sure.
In the stock class, of course, you can't.
I think I just had a small 80s flashback there when you said something about squish on your head. I don't know. For more information, that's up there. Danielle Bufflin. It's going to be fantastic. Core Power Sports race series. Can't wait to be there. I had fun meeting her. We got to get her on the show sometime.
She's fun.
Yeah. I think that'd be
and she
fun.
knows what she's doing.
She does.
She adds a lot of color.
I called the Roseau East Side game last week, and I was hoping I was going to run into her there, but then I started asking parents, and they said, no, she didn't make it. So, Danielle, maybe next time. Anything we missed out on here, man?
I don't think so. I mean, it should be a good weekend or a good couple weekends. There'll be a lot of heavy hitters at that race, so you want to see some racing, that'd be the one to come see.
Yeah, and the show too. I mean, like you guys both said, there's no charge to get in to watch this thing. The sleds at the show, the vintage show, they're right outside of where the headquarters is of this thing, right on Main Street. I guess it would be Main Street in Manville. You can walk out there, and if you can only handle the cold for 5 minutes, you go back in to either the Legion or the community center there and warm up. Then you go back out. Yeah, it's right there. I mean, so and the racing, go find yourself a good crossing somewhere. That's what we used to do in the cross country races. Find yourself a good crossing because that's usually where the action is, and it's going to be fun. That's what we do up here, folks. Right. Danielle says, you legends teach me more and more every weekend. I have so much more to learn. But one thing is for sure, racing is addicting. See, I just learned her, I just taught her something there about squish on your head, I think. Racing is addicting. It's like a drug. It really is. From the time I've been a little kid. We're all addicted to racing of some form or another, or multiple forms. Again, now I'm going back to the 80s. How about that? Multiple forms of addiction. Perfect. If you want to find out more about the Vintage Show, are there websites, phone numbers, anything that anybody they should call?
I think Sam Chisholm is the one that's been kind of heading it off. If they wanted to call him, I don't know that I have his phone number, but I think it's listed on our Facebook page.
Okay, and we're running right there too. If you can look online, you can find out. We've got it on the monitor. Another thing I wanted to ask you: are you still looking for volunteers for watching the course and marshals and things like that? I know you were at one time for the race.
You know, if somebody wants to, they can give me a call at 701-740-2090. And just we can put your name down, because I need to talk to Todd on that, as how many spotters he needs.
Sure.
Because it's spread out, you know, in a 20-25 mile course, we need several. And then there'll be a quick meeting Saturday morning with the spotters of what you're looking for, what he wants you to do, and so forth. And nobody's going over that now. We can just go over that at that time if you're serious about being a spotter. And one thing, a lot of it you can do from a vehicle.
Right.
But we may need some guys in snowmobiles to get back into some of those areas.
Oh, sure. Because not everywhere is accessible from where you're sitting in your car.
Yeah, so we'll need some people on sleds, and also with a tow rope if you to pull a dead one in.
Okay. Timmy Schwan says, great show, Scotty. Schwani. Oh, by the way, Schwani, I did reach out to the guy you were telling me about yesterday. That's all I want to say. One of those disgruntled lips. I'll leave it at that. Plan for the rest of the day for you?
Well, I was gone for 4 days, so kind of catching up on a few things. I got a larger online auction I'm working on. Got some photos I got to work with, and other than that, just got to straighten out my house. Because while I was gone, my Tomcat didn't take care of anything. So,
damn animals! And what about you? I'm guessing you're really itching to go fire up some of these big diesel equipment you've got.
Yeah, I know. It looks like I didn't know it was supposed to be so windy today. We're gonna have to clean snow again tonight, and I'm sure everything's out of fuel. Every time I look, it's empty. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go figure. And that's all cheap.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but it's getting better. Folks, again, Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride this Saturday. 9 o'clock registration, $10 per sled. You can bring more than one. If you bring three, it's $30. What am I doing? What time does the race start on the 31st?
9 o'clock is when the green flag drops.
Okay.
Get there early so you can see what's happening. The pit area is where the fuel stop is. That's kind of fun. I know John can verify that.
Yeah.
One area you might want to be is in the
Controlled
pit area.
mayhem.
Yep, it is, and it's fun. It's like a NASCAR pit stop. It's really cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Do they have the team race for this or not?
This one will not.
Okay,
No,
that was a long course like that. It would be pretty tough to do. All right, again, the Vintage Show, this Saturday, 9 o'clock registration, $10 a sled, $11 is when judging starts. 12:30, the ride to the warming shelter. Food will be at the warming shelter, provided by the Manville Historical Society. 4:30, the awards, raffle, and food at the Manville Community Center. All kinds of classes, all kinds of stuff. Check that out. And then the Turtle River Rough Riders 100, Saturday, January 31st. It's the third stop of the Core Power Sports Race Series. One-day race. It's a terrain race. There are motel blocks available. Again, look at the websites we're showing you up there. Registration closes at 6 o'clock Wednesday. That is a week from yesterday. This coming Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Or you can go to corepowersports.com and find out more about that. Good morning, everybody. Good snow show, guys. Damn, it's cold. Cheers. If it's cold here, imagine what it's like in Canada. I wonder if it's colder up there. It's one of our Canadian buddies. But
it's colder because that's Celsius up there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, it's so cold we've met. So 30 below Celsius and Fahrenheit are exactly the same. How cold is it? Our temperatures are the same. That's
40
how
below
bad
zero
it
is the same.
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
40
below zero is the same. I didn't.
Yep.
Did you know that?
I didn't know
I didn't know that. I'm kind of dumb, though.
Learn something every day.
And a 19 millimeter wrench and a 3/4 are the same. So.
Oh, yeah, they are. I
That's
guess
my
I did
favorite
know
thing.
that.
But the only good thing about it being 40 below.
Yeah.
That Celsius or Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Stay warm, everybody. I think I'm going to go home and work on. I'm glad I went shopping yesterday, grocery shopping. We got all the staples that we need. Brandy, beer. And we threw some food in there too. But I think I'm going to go hunker down too and relax. Thank you guys for coming in. How'd you do today? Was it good for you?
Yeah, first time. I guess you broke me in. It should be good.
Okay, we'll have to we'll get together one time at the office and we'll figure out what we're going to do another show about.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, Scott, always a pleasure having you on. Man, you know everything about snowmobiles and what's going on, and we will hook up again here soon. Stephen Lewis, can't say enough about you, man. What a great co-host. Pretty soon we'll be back to doing the dirty. By the way, we are doing a Snirty Thursday again next week. Keegan Hauser was supposed to be on before we went to Pine Lake, but that got, because of the weather, we couldn't do the show. But Keegan will be coming on next week.
So if we cancel the show you're on, is that like a double show, like double features at the racetrack? Do we have to go 2 hours then?
We could maybe do that. We'll have to get more beer. Thank you all for texting and all of that stuff. And again, don't forget, folks, Turtle River Rough Riders Vintage Snowmobile Show and Ride this Saturday. Turtle River Rough Riders 100 is a week from Saturday on the 31st. It's just a great time going on in Manville. Want to thank our sponsor, Rumor Sports Bar and Casino, for bringing you today's Snirty Thursday show. We are no longer the Grand Cities Mall. It's called Midtown District now.
Still not used to that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Anyway, a lot of big things going on at Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. In fact, the UND Fighting Hawks, they're out at Arizona State this weekend,
Correct.
the hockey team. Go into Rumors. They got like 900 TVs. Watch the game, get some food, get yourself the world-famous beer tower, and I double dog dare you to get 2 of them. And watch the games, have fun, get some great foods. They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. In fact, today, go in there and get a sandwich and a side for just $7.50. Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Have a great day, everybody. Stay warm. Remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. It drings every time. We go on the air. We love the Forks. We are Grand Forks' best source. We are giving the Forks their identity back.